Okay, I'm going to let you guess what we're going to do next. This is the way I load batting. This happens to be a Minky back, just worked out that way. If you're wondering about this big tent peg, normally the tube comes up farther on the end that I need than it did this time, so I had to stick something in the tube so I can grab a hold of it. I use the table, and that's how I lay out the batting to be cut. It's simple to me, and you know me, keep it simple. I won't use the last S, although you know what they say, duct tape doesn't fix stupid, but it can muffle the sound. So this is how I lay it out to cut. Again, I use two tapes. I use a tape down here to make my measurement for how long I want it. And then I go to the other side and use the other tape. And basically I just check to make sure that this looks straight on this edge. Then I pull the tape out. I kind of eyeball this. This is, I've been eyeballing stuff for a lot of years. Starting with the fence industry, I was eyeballing fence posts a long time ago. This looks like it's the same measurement to me. I will check that when I get down here before I mark it. Mark this one. Check the measurement. Check the measurement. They're the same. Mark this one. Close up my tapes. And as I mentioned before, I've got a ruler for everything. I even got one for this. And I know I talked about this briefly. I cut this as straight as I possibly can because my remnants are donated to charities, and in many cases they piece backs together, and I want these edges to be as straight as possible. Even though most people will overlap the edges and then just cut a wavy line so that when you put them together they interlock and they don't create a crease. An easily natural crease in the quilt itself because the batting is put together straight, and that creates that crease. Whereas if they do cut that wavy line through the batting after they overlap it, it eliminates that. So even though most of those that piece that I know piece that way, they still appreciate a straight line. So then I give myself a nice straight line with my old drafting square, or it's a grafting T-square. Used it for many, many years for many, many things. And when I started long arming, it came in from the garage like a lot of other these toolboxes and stuff that you see. My handy dandy electric scissors. And yes, before the next step, everything goes back to where it came from. So right now, that's where this came from, just getting it out of my way. There's a lot of, I don't want to say controversy, there's a lot of debate as to which way you lay the batting, and the bumpy side goes up, the bumpy side goes down. I've always done it this way. I open the batting up so that the fold where the machine folds it is to the outside, which means that in this case it's the bumpy side up. I know I've read on packaging, and I think it's Warm and Natural, that believes, or that states, that the bumpy side should go down because that's that inside of the quilt. The back side of the quilt is what's up against the body, and that's the way that the batting is designed to be hold in the most warmth. But like I said, to each his own, and this is the way I do it. One of the things that I do, you will never see me, and when I load a top, when I go to make the video that load the top, you will never see me stitch down batting. It just won't, even on Minky, if it slides a little bit where you have that real smooth side on some Minkies, this Minky is the same on both sides, so it's not going to slide around. I don't stitch it down. If it's sliding around a little bit, I'll get my mister and roll the batting back over, mist it a little bit, and then lay it back up. It won't move. It's not going to move. What I do is I take the top edge and I just run it right underneath the red snapper. And that holds it down when I put the top on. And in the case of this particular back, because it's Minky, a form of Minky, it even holds a little bit more because the Minky is a little bit thicker than a regular cotton back. So that's you know, it's pretty much it for a back. You'll notice that it's not as tight as I load a back. I can't load a Minky like I load a cotton back. If I start putting too much tension on this, this just starts stretching and pulling itself in. And in the case of this quilt, this back and the size of the quilt, I don't have a lot left over to pull in. I can't lose up too much. They didn't give me much room to work. And the only reason it did not go back to the quilter to have stuff added to the sides is the fact that it's a Minky. I can't put a stretch on a Minky. I've got to leave it loose. I've got to watch the bottom. Normally, because of the heaviness, the weight of a Minky back, it's not going to form any wrinkles or creases or anything. So I'm pretty confident that I will be able to keep this back nice and flat as I do my quilting. And then when you get done with a Minky back, I always say when you're done with a quilt that has a Minky back, the quilt's going to look good. It's going to have nice stitching and all that. But the back is dressed and ready for the ball. So with that, that's it for the day. Got to get this quilt loaded and get it started. And thank you again for your time. Have a fabulous day. And like we say, quilt till you wilt. We do. Have a good one.